abusuafo native yemo bibia kwa abado by F1GH. So what I share and I say and no first time about so anything no book and so now subscribe your mind. Say being news be no she be a being notification phone so now be sure so Emma viso be shamo down for so bit for me and some something. In say a Martin Kpebu just say near me view about Bontin Beka concern about a year Attorney General report and no about Bontin edifa a year 12 individuals are just say NSS just say 548 million Ghana cedi fraud na just almost create some ghost names be Ediguma just a one sem abetodwa Amaji Martin Kpebu about Bontin aberiate won na reaction no na just say emotion ba na ni sem no can just say makofara tena because why the worst president ever because what time on no bad leadership just what now wa those nyema we akoso an could say onye the one can wash na why ade anko ye good or ye good leader inka those nyema ne cause no ko be no make sure be no be stop no na so why den one stop no why ama nyema boni we akoso no one as Attorney General say bu ho a enya do me in the back door enya do me some omba be hwehwemu na echire ho be kan asem kofugo ho a e do me ko straight nya wa ko dio masem te de edubo an de ne court no Professor me konfi the first guy training ho no ene ne kantampan so kan ho no e de ne court no the same thing am kofo yo mo da NSS no eso no a je say gift or worry mu nya de e kan ho a san kofo ni na ye de omeko eye quarter ko dio masem no na Martin Kpebu ya de ababontin abe blast akofa do pan yi se watama those ni ma boni we nyina akwa de akoso kamni nkoti no ye ba ne de nkomo atwa de atozo
together we have 548 million. That's from the 2021 up to the present.
Council, I'm not privy to the investigations. I was given a report to act on the individuals who are working with the scheme, and I've taken the action I have to take. I don't know about the investigations and how much.
Okay, because you see, there's a headline that will get about 500 million.
Over 548 million.
Yes. So
that is the cost that. So I was at the press conference yesterday. That's the amount that has been lost as a result of the criminal enterprise, as the AG put it.
Yeah.
But
that's
as to whether
we can't recover.
As to whether that full amount can be recovered is another conversation, because he indicated that some of them have used the money to buy cars, invest.
The cars we can recover,
but
cars,
you can't get the same value.
Exactly. So it will reduce. And then he says, for some people, the cases will go to court.
Yes.
He's not interested in
the plea bargain.
So that means that it's not the total that we'll get.
Yes.
That's the key thing. It's good we clarify that, because before the press conference, we had seen some news portal saying that we are getting back over 500 million.
No.
So it means that that's not the figure. Okay. As time goes on, we'll see exactly how much we'll recover to the public chest, and then.
But how did the details strike you? I mean, hearing what the Attorney General said yesterday.
You know, I'd already been numbed by this, I mean, long before, relatively months ago. You remember it was a month or so to the elections when the Fourth Estate broke the story, and then they ran to the NSA or CCB and ran to court, and then they engaged A+, etc., killed the story, all those shenanigans and all that. So that was when we got the shock. So you see that the figures that were mentioned initially were far higher. Yeah, they were into billions. Yes, but you see that now with investigations, the figures have come down substantially. So these being smaller figures, I couldn't have been shocked. The shock came sometime last year, close to the elections, when the story broke, and then they ran to the court to gag the Fourth Estate and other media from publishing it. Then the matter was also even reported to the OSP. So that's even one angle we'll be finding out. It may, because OSP hasn't said it has closed its docket, so perhaps we should be finding out in due course what's the angle, which side. It means that there's a corruption element that also will be going to court, or what would happen, right? Yeah, so that is it. And as I said, the key thing I take from this particular story is that, you know, when Akufo-Addo was in government, we kept saying that, hey, your government is corrupt, your government is corrupt, your family is benefiting inordinately, etc. He kept denying that he has kept the faith. He has kept the faith. He hasn't done anything wrong. So the more we uncover stories like this, then the more we are happy. Okay, it reinforces the point that it's good that we threw out the MPP, because can you imagine, we're going deeper and deeper in that abyss or crater. I mean, come on, you can't run a government like this. I mean, you just, and the records were there that for 8 years, Akufo-Addo couldn't beat John Mahama's record. For me, that's what I'm still in shock over. You prepared for over 40 years to become president. Took on every president, even including Kufuor. Everybody from the late 70s was not good enough, except he, Akufo-Addo. Everybody who came was not good enough, except he, Akufo-Addo. Then you take office, your immediate predecessor, his fight on corruption. You couldn't even beat him for 1 year. Couldn't beat JM for 1 year. I'm like, come on, a lawyer. Because look, from the nature of our profession, you go to court, you earn your own living. Look, I'm first generation lawyer in my family. I came, 1 year, 2 years, you find your feet at the bar. You earn your living. You never have to go and beg somebody for anything. So when Akufo-Addo was coming, I mean, that's if you want to live within your means. Of course, if you want to live outside your means, you go and beg people for stuff. But you earn enough to pay your bills. So when he was coming, I thought that, okay, this man has done it for several decades, beyond 30 years. So that means that he can take good care of the public purse. Oh no, he was coming to help himself. You see, for 8 years, look, that particular record, we will never let it go. For 8 years, Akufo-Addo couldn't beat JM for 1 year when it comes to the corruption fight. So what was all the noise about? When he came, people said, this is a man who has been prepared for the job for 40 years. Now we see real leadership. Real leadership, I see what we got. Bad leadership, bad. So what's the essence of preparing? That's why I keep saying that. Then if Akufo-Addo had prepared for only 10 years, Jesus Christ, I'm sure the whole of Ghana would have disappeared by now. Yeah, because he did 40 years preparing from the 70s. All the movement for justice, etc. Yes. Oh, Professor Mwakuba is here. Yeah, we're happy that he was very objective.
But Doc was one of his backers.
Exactly. When he took over, there's somebody. Let's make it. They are youth. Suleiman Abrahima of the Fourth Estate made a certain comment. He said, when Akufo-Addo took over in 2017, you know, some of them, Brahima, he saw it early. Some of us, first 4 years, I was so supporting Akufo-Addo. I was just happy that we had kicked out JM. I thought that, well, the MPP owed. They had been in opposition for 8 years, so they needed to pay their debt. So some of us were slow to see that this government was really bad. But Suleiman Abrahima and Co saw it the first few months. So he posted on Facebook that, hey, Akufo-Addo was bad, etc., compared to JM. Then a certain very popular public figure in Ghana came and said, hey, Suleiman Abrahima, you are comparing apples with oranges. The point is that at the end of the 8 years, who is right? Certainly Sule saw it. Sule saw it. The big man said, no, Akufo-Addo is streets ahead of JM. At the end of the 8 years, the score shows that Akufo-Addo is the worst president we've had.
With this, as we are saying now, and especially because you were privy to the details of it as oral preparatory team, and then what the AG is talking about, the scheme, as he put it, he described it as a criminal enterprise, and how all of this creating of accounts and diverting of these funds and using the NSS data to, as it were, siphon this money. This is very similar to what we had, lost to this scheme, or as a result of this criminal enterprise. That's the Attorney General talks about. And so stay with us, because we want to understand why this year, 22, that much money was lost as a result of the orchestration and operation of this criminal enterprise. Over 300, according to the Attorney General, 350.9 million cedis lost. The suspects, as far as we do know, these are the suspects as was captured in the Attorney General's press conference. They're going to put that on the screen right now. Mustafa Yusuf, the former executive director, he's a member of parliament for the Yabai Kabari constituency now. is a former youth and sports minister. The NSA former director general, or say Asibe Enchi, in fact, the immediate past director general. And then the immediate past deputy executive director or deputy director general, Gifty Owari Mensah. You heard the attorney general also give details of how she was also alleged to have been involved in all of this with this is it, mastermind, that's alleged to have masterminded a scheme, registering 9,934 ghost names in a payroll, alleged to have created a sham company, Blocks of Life Consult, to secure some over 30 million cedis loan from the ADB, and also subsequently diverting the loan funds through shell companies, Amaycom, Scaffold, Aristo Logistics, and it's also, according to the Attorney General, reported to have used her husband's, that's Peter Mensah, a private legal practitioner, as a middleman, and then also Maxwell Ofori-Mintah as collaborators as well. But for the immediate past Director General, according to the Attorney General, he is reported to have personally received some over 8.2 million cedis into an e-switch account. And in fact, the AG said they found the e-switch card in his room when they searched the place. At the top of the fraud hierarchy, received kickbacks from other officials as well. And these are the charges which we will run through as we go on. But this forms the basis for our conversation this morning. And it's important that we put the matters in context, because joining me in the studio is the current Director General of the National Service Authority. It is his predecessors who are in trouble. But then again, he inherited a system. And so this investigation obviously would have been with some form of assistance and aid from him as well to get to what the Attorney General was able to find. Mr. Felix Gyamfi is the Director General of the National Service Authority. He's joining us in the studio. Mr. Gyamfi, good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Edem Zenano is the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption. Senator, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Dr. Janto is still with us on Zoom. But I start off with the obvious question. I mean, for you, Mr. Felix Gyamfi, seated, hearing the Attorney General talk about an authority that you are heading now as the Director General, with all of this detail, how did that strike you?
Well, thank you, Alfred. I've been in this position since late January, so the revulsion of the Sadly Act has struck us, and then it's been quite worrying. So we knew this day was going to come, and then what happens is that whenever National Service discuss this extensively in the news for all the negative reasons that it is, it's just worrying, and sometimes you wake up a bit down, and then it causes distortion in our plan of movement for the daily work that we'll have to do. But why not? We soldier on. Our focus is very clear, and it is to build a better national service where we would have moved away from this cancer that has eaten so deep into the very fabric of the organization that otherwise should be at the forefront of youth development empowerment. Mm-hmm. My resolve is so solid that henceforth we are done with this serious, disastrous, horrendous.
Ghana for huna mania omuti no manai no say yes within 8 years no na you under a year leadership bia na everybody pa ekwakwese na you was slavery mu pa, because as compared to AJ within 4-5 months in office no, there's a difference room. And on Akroma Ghana for why how more say I'm buying profile and I'm buying just a bit my poor Ghana no on why no have or do dollar no coin kakama for tinti mudie. Now so baby $1 ne da that 17 no even class that 20 and no more car no my day oma have mercy e dia ma aban sorry aban twem so o na that 16 no am there na omle kata ni ma so o na aban we kwampo na mdola that 16 na mo de ba 10 ni ade no kwanko da nchen hair kata hodo e course just na manfo nyes ka kwan pensioners for years ka infanto donum ye beka ya former CJ your friend no Sofia Kufuno ono so eya de a ono so call that demonstration no e de fa hair kata hodo the former finance minister is ye pena ye de na to a red notice edifa interpol no say be yan common deporting bagana no I kind of rata no mo kan bia enso ayi de wanfa ose anyonyo so be de obeti pensioners for me that demonstration no those nyama we nyina ko so nenso the former president or the ex-president akofado do na friend say president or the vice president ever say name Martin Kpebu ababontin as all can be or kase due to no bad leadership inti what's money ma boni akoso nenso oba no oso no ba o make sure be fight corruption nenso so Martin Kpebu say within 5-6 months 4-5-6 months in GMA fight corruption no? As compared to Akufo-Addo 8 years now or fight corruption no? Akufo-Addo ntimi and fight corruption mu 1% kwampo compared to MPP Amanyuko no ntimi fight mu 1% kwampo and to yet still na go for babonti no more defend MPP Amanyuko no kofubo wa ntimi defend yomo nenso mo sorry na me mo defend yomo no na Martin Kpebu ane atsane na so atsane to so ane rubbish those governors now course within MPP Amanyuko because the NSS now just a whole for na babonti enche AG also the binima have court no 12 individuals na omokriti ghost names at na scar no wasn't give credit a chance uncle for na it wasn't come nipa omotias no neither omokriti ghost names omonye nipa omotias nti those scar na wasn't get the course nipa konom so muye living being no me akomo ankasa butum eno mudi na kopon pebone nti I think kwampo che say gift or warrior compound so ka that NSS no ne former executive no ti I think kwampo che say so I know yare nti Ghana for kwampo hom kra ebinya because brahman for abri nyina no mo hwe da bre no mo ba se mo ba bidi mo ba for personal interest mo for Ghana mo angasa mo ba se mo angasa mo ba be from ne man mai dimodi ene ebinima timinyes ka abro so ama otimkas medimi angasa me den efie beto so as a surety e dem chama wontumi skabe na wunyae na munya ba ben mu no na wonya sike free mo ba ben mu no skabe na wazanya ba ka ho adwuma pe na woye e wo na party ni mu a obenya deska no question be whoever say ni ipusa although obi fe nyam na obi engina ho de nanso so ade fa Ghana ho de ni kwanse didi ago eno na AG Dominica ye na ere afani ma atunimeti so I just all make sure say attention me that ebe koso edifa adubu an case no so o kan sem kaka edifa ho edifa professor me o confusing so o kan sem kaka edifa ho a just na ni abrie pa just all downgrade this MPP party na just omomba apan mu bi mu no o kan sem bit my den ache adwen or comment certificate so share more down for so enye bi ahwe I have one Akroma na